wait now. It's oh, you're live right now.
Oh, there we go. welcome on into the Swear Word. I'm your host, Brandon Swear, and hey, this is a podcast for the Chilihead community, by the Chilihead community, and regardless of your spice tolerance, this is the place for you. Man, this is going to be an amazing episode here tonight. We have an amazing guest ready to go, and we have 2 sauces set for hot or not, so let's go ahead and jump on into it. All right. Hey, welcome on in, Swear Nation. So glad to have everyone here back for another amazing episode. Hey, if this is your first time checking out the show, glad to have you here, continuing to grow and share this out with other like-minded chili heads and get this thing going. Apologies for the overall delay. This has been an interesting shuffle and change. We're trying to test out a few different things and see if we can kind of change the situation just a little bit as far as equipment and setup and all the fun stuff in between. So thank y'all for being there, ready to go and be a part of the overall, podcast and be there. So, hey, we got 2 sauces on Hot or Not tonight from Colorful Colorado Creations. Definitely looking forward to jumping into that, as well as we have Zac Perkins from High Desert Sauce Co. And we are going to be jumping in and talking all kinds of things about sauce and the community, and I can't wait to get into that. But, hey, once again, if this is your first time checking it out, glad to have you here. We're continuing to grow. So, all right, let's go ahead and do this. Let's jump on over to Hot or Not. All right. Hey, welcome on into Hot or Not. We have 2 amazing sauces. These are going to be from Colorful Colorado Creations, and looking forward to jumping into this. We have, on deck, we have Junkie's Revenge, and then we have the Lemon Reaper Creeper. So definitely looking forward to getting into those. Let's do this. Let's start with the, we're going to go with the Junkie's Revenge first. So let me go ahead and pull up the scorecard as well right now. All right. So let's get into it. Beautiful, labeling, very eye-catching, very appealing. Love the overall color to the sauce. It is perforated for all of those that are keeping track. So I'm still going to use my knife because I like to. So let's get that tossed to the side and opened. All right. No flow restrictor, no worry. Good pour going on here. All right, cheers. Man, that is extremely tasty sauce. Amazing. So right off the bat, a nice savory note. You're getting a little bit of like an onion, a little bit of a vinegar taste, but you're really getting the carrying forward of the pepper flavor. Maybe a little bit of bell pepper, kind of those notes are also prevalent throughout this. It has a very savory umami taste to it, and it almost has almost a touch of like citrusy notes as well. So let's talk about the overall heat. So if you are just starting out and you're just getting into finding out what sauces are for you and building that tolerance, this is definitely going to be a sauce that you'd be able to enjoy. Obviously, in moderation, as you're starting out, is going to be the key to everything, so you don't just burn yourself out and want to part ways. But all in all, if you are a chili head, you're actively seeking this, this is going to be a nice medium sauce, medium to mild sauce for you. So let me go ahead and get that input here. And then let's look at the aroma. Aroma on this sauce, it was very nice right off the bat. You're not really picking up any of the pepper notes. It's mostly a vinegar note to it. You're picking up a little bit of what smells like some onion, some garlic. There might be, there's something sweet. There's like a sweet note to it as well. I'm interested to see what ingredient wise we have going on in there. So we'll take a look at that here in a second. But overall, very enjoyable aroma. And then let's talk about the flavor. I loved the way this sauce ended up, hitting the taste buds and really just carrying through. We'll hit on flavor and versatility on this because I think they do kind of play hand in hand on that. So on the flavor wise, it lends itself to be, paired very well with sandwiches, burgers, tacos. I could see myself even using this in a soup. Using this is a base to a salad dressing. It would be phenomenal there as well. Really just kind of letting this sauce shine and take over. The main thing I'm not going to be using this thing on is going to be desserts. I don't think it's really intended for that because it's not. It's definitely not packaged that way. But overall, phenomenal sauce, very versatile. It's pretty limitless what you could do with that. Let's see here. Why is that not letting me input? Here, hold on. Let's see if we can get that back. There we go. All right. Now that we got that fixed, let's get this score input here. And let's talk about the burn. So overall, the burn on this one, you're really right off the bat, you're getting a lot of the initial tongue, the gums, and the lips. As that kind of starts to fade, what happens is you're really feeling it more in the back of the mouth area. Not quite the full back of the throat, nothing in the throat or nothing in the chest or in the stomach. It's mostly just kind of parked on that upper part of the back of the mouth, just real close to the back of the throat area. But overall, very reasonable burn. If you're, heat-seeking chilihead, you're actively, trying to find the hottest things out there, this is definitely going to be a mild to medium for you. If you are, just starting out, this is definitely going to be one that's going to be on the hotter side for you, but definitely moderation is key because I definitely think this is one that you would still be able to use and enjoy. Just, use little by little until you get comfortable. So let's go ahead and input that. The burn also is a little bit more than the initial heat, just for all those that are interested, but nothing too crazy. So while that is being input, let's go ahead and read off the ingredients here. So ingredients are red wine vinegar, red peppers, lime juice, distilled vinegar, habanero peppers. Oh, sorry, I skipped some. So the distilled vinegar, carrots, smoked white onion, water, habanero peppers, garlic, olive oil, honey, and black pepper. So yeah, that initial sweetness and almost that little twang, I can definitely see that coming from that red wine vinegar. That citrus is definitely coming from that lime juice, and really hitting home with that smoked onion, giving it that nice overall inviting, savory, umami taste to it. So phenomenal job there. Let me do this. Let's go ahead and get that already input. All right. And while that's getting done, I will have the direct links for everything down below, as well as directly to the main website, so you can see everything that Colorful Colorado Creations makes. And diving on into there. I had the pleasure of meeting them in person for Zest Fest, and man, it was an awesome time to be able to talk with him and figure out his passion behind the sauces. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's go to get that there and onto here. All right. Now, let's get these pulled up here. So for heat coming in at 3.2, we have the aroma coming in at 3.4, flavor coming in at 3.2, versatility coming in at a 4, and the burn at a 3.5 for a total swear word rating of 3.46. There we go. Phenomenal sauce. And hey, if this is your first time checking out the show and you're like, whoa, what's going on? I don't do a 1 to 10 scale here. I do a 1 out of 5. And I use those off of those 5 categories that you see here. That's heat, aroma, flavor, versatility, and burn. And from there, it gives you the total average of the swear word rating. So All in all, phenomenal sauce. Let's go ahead and jump on over to the Lemon Reaper Creeper. So while that's getting pulled up there, let's go ahead and move this. All right. So Lemon Reaper Creeper, we have once again a perforated label. Nice color to this overall sauce. Get that started and pull. There we go. Give it a good shake. This one does have a flow restrictor, so let me go ahead and pop that one off as well so we can get the nice pour. Oh, man. Right off the bat, the aroma is phenomenal. Picking up a nice citrus notes to it. Much more of a flow. So this has a higher viscosity than the last sauce. So let's jump on into this. Man. Wow, that is phenomenal. That lemon in this sauce is just very, very well, well identified, pronounced. There we go, pronounced throughout this. So right off the bat, this nice sweet and sour twang comes in, and then straight from there, you're getting that lemon. And it is if you just bit straight into one, and then the second that you're like, man, this might become a little bit too sour from the lemon, it just comes through with this nice savory notes and just really balances out the sauce. And then as the finish starts to come in, you start to notice the overall pepper profile to this. Phenomenal job there. The heat on this one, if you are just brand new, there we go, it's hitting the back of the throat. If you are just brand new, this is definitely going to be one that you're not going to want to just jump right into. There's plenty of other great sauces that you could start out with, like the Junkie's Revenge, and there's a few others that are listed on his site. So highly recommend checking out those first as you're working your way up to the lemon, the Lemon Reaper Creeper. So let's go ahead and input the heat here. All right. Aroma, we talked about that. Phenomenal. Love the overall aroma on that. Very, very noticeable, very prevalent in the, and then flavor. And I personally am a big fan of lemon and the citrus taste to a sauce. I think it's also something that to this magnitude of being able to have that lemon really be showcased and known, it nailed it out of the park on this one, because that is not always the most common thing that you'll find. Versatility wise, with the lemon notes to this, I could actually see myself potentially using this on, ice cream, fudgy brownie, some cookies. I could see myself kind of getting in there. It does have a little bit more of a vinegar note to it, so on the finish. But if you were to use it in a reasonable amount with those desserts, I think it would still go pretty great. Definitely if you had something very rich on the dessert. So burn on this, with it being, it says Reaper in the name. You're definitely noticing that it does end up gravitating, and as you heard, towards the back of the throat. It really kind of parks itself there, latches on, and then ramps up. So with that being said, the burn on this is much more intense than the initial heat. That initial 5 to, at most 30-second difference of the time that you ingest the sauce to when it really starts to ramp up. But with that being said, you're not really getting much in the chest or anything in the stomach. It's mostly just parked in the throat with the upper part, and then just basically mid-range. So as you're starting to feel it drain down from you swallowing, you feel it kind of just latch on there. So we'll go ahead and get those input. And while we're doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and read these ingredients off to you. So for the for Colorful Colorado's Creations Lemon Reaper Creeper, we have ingredients of water, lemon, yellow peppers, distilled vinegar, salt, vegetable oil, lemon zest, Carolina Reaper powder. Let's see that. cornstarch, and xanthan gum. So, it's got a nice flow to the overall sauce here. Love what they're doing. I could definitely see myself using this on a handful of dishes. And honestly, I'm going to be using this one with all that lemon pop. I'm going to be using that in a salad dressing for sure, and on some marinades, because that's going to be phenomenal. So let's go ahead and get this one pulled on up here. All right, let us, as that shows. Oh, why is this? All right, you know what? We'll get the image corrected, but 3.86 on the heat, the aroma coming in at 4.2, flavor coming in at 4.5, versatility coming in at a 4, and burn coming in at a 4 for a total swear word rating of 4.11. Man, that is an absolutely phenomenal sauce. Highly recommend checking that out. I'll have the links down below, as well as the direct links on how do you pick these sauces up. But let's go ahead and jump on over to the interview. Hey, Zach, how's it going? Let me get your audio. Let's see if your audio is working on our end too. There it is. Oh, it's showing. Either is it picking up on your end? Nope. Let's see if we can get that. There we go. All right. There we go. And
can you hear me now?
Yep. Now we can hear you. And it looks like there. All right. Looks like all kinds of things. Yeah. Once again, so glad to have you here. Apologies for all the last minute gear and equipment change and shakeups and all the fun stuff that kind of comes with that. But trying out some new stuff and hopefully this all pans out for the best. But glad to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
So Zach, I mean, I've heard so many great things, obviously, about you. You were nominated on the hot seat. You're also a fellow podcaster, doing some things in the scene with some other amazing sauce makers as well. I mean, what got you started into your journey of making hot sauce?
Hi, my name's Zach. I'm a former drug addict, alcoholic, homeless, horrible person. I got sober January 3rd, 2017, and just kind of started making hot sauce one day. I don't know.
All right. Hey, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. That's for sure. I mean, that's awesome, and glad to hear that you took a situation that you were in and made the best of it and got yourself, in a much better place.
Hot sauce basically saved my life. Like, I'd been in and out of programs most of my life. I've been in detox, rehabs, AA, NA, you name it. I've done it, and it's never really stuck. And then, like I said, I sobered up in 2017, started making hot sauce, and I haven't looked back. So this is where we're at.
Very nice. Okay. And as far as your sauces that you were making, are you still making the initial sauce that you started out with, or what was that sauce?
That was it started off as mango habanero, but everybody has a mango habanero. So I changed the name from mango to toe mango because it's really tomato base. But I've recently cut it from the line because it doesn't move as quickly as it used to. So
okay. You have, quite a few sauces on your total lineup there. As far as your creative juices from there, is inspiration and everything, like, where do you derive that from?
I don't know. It just kind of happens. Usually I start with a name, like Ghostly Prick and Reaper's Fuzzy Navel,
Okay.
Those sauces had names before they were sauces for like a long time.
All right. No, I mean, that's still pretty cool, because the idea is I just like try to get in the mind and understand of, like, where the creative process comes from. And I mean, definitely the idea of having a name like that and being able to visualize what the graphics are going to be like, and then kind of backwards back into the overall recipes, got to be pretty fun
Yeah,
and
we
pretty
don't
cool.
have graphics like that though. All of our labels are pretty much the same. You know what I mean? Just the
Well,
only thing that changes is the color. So
okay, yeah. Well, I mean, I guess more the visual. Yeah, the visual idea. So I don't know. Maybe that's just me speaking. I'm much more. Whenever I'm thinking of something visually in my head, I'm imagining something that may or may not come out to be what it is. But it's kind of how my brain insight on how my brain little bit processes that information.
I
So
get it. I get it
yeah,
100%. You know. Um,
yeah,
yeah, I don't know. My brain's constantly spinning. Um, it never stops. It's kind of exhausting, honestly. Yeah, I just think about everything, and sometimes I'm like, oh, that'll make good hot sauce. Let's give it a shot.
okay. Well, okay, then is there been have you had an ingredient that you've wanted to work with or you've tried to work with, but it hasn't seemed to work out for you like throughout the processes?
So I have wanted to do like a plum ponzu from scratch. I have not like messed around with it at all because making ponzu from scratch is kind of big pain in the butt. So, and I'm maxed out. I have no more bandwidth right now. You know, we're super small. It's just me and one other person that do this. So, you know, your boy's tired.
Yeah, yeah. No, I definitely can see where that would be taxing on y'all both. Because I mean, you're just about everywhere. Across the community, everyone's talking about how amazing your sauce is and everything that you're doing, and your overall involvement. How many of these different trade shows and stuff are y'all attending or active at?
Uh, I did my first trade show the beginning of this year, and that was the Fiery Food Show. I
Okay.
I don't really do a lot of events. It's a lot of travel. It's a huge expense, and the payout usually isn't really worth it.
Okay. Okay. The just a quick reminder for everyone that's in the chat. Hey, if y'all have any questions, by all means, fire those off, send those in, and I will get those pulled up as we're going, so that we can get those asked as well. Glad to have everyone here. Thanks for being here. It's making some changes, so hopefully everything is rocking and rolling and looking great. But man. Okay, so as far as we talked about ingredients that are, you've tried to work with, but hasn't really panned out that well for you. Has there been one ingredient that just seems to be like always knocking it out of the park for you?
Uh, I mean, we fire roast a lot of stuff, and I think that's probably like our signature, whatever you want to call it. And people seem to appreciate the work that we put into our products, but it's not necessarily an ingredient; it's more of a process. And Papa Caps, I see you with the shit show comment.
The let's see. I was trying to take a look at the. Oh, there we go. The man. So all right.
So on the podcast that we do, it's welcome to the shit show, and he said welcome to the shit show.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, and that's what I was just about to say is I guess let's talk a little bit about so anyone that's watching, listening, whether now or later, I guess tell everyone a little bit about the podcast that you're on. What's the rundown on that?
That is a Spike idea. He begged me for like 4 months to do it. I reluctantly agreed after a lot of phone calls and a lot of crying and a lot of begging. Uh, I believe he was on his knees. Like, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just not. I'm not like. Not. I don't like being on camera. You know. I don't like talking. I don't know. It's just. It's fine. It's fun. You know. It's called Flavor Balance Heat, and we just like you. We just talk about hot sauce stuff.
Okay. And
Man,
uh,
there is a huge lag on my video on my end, and it is driving me crazy.
oh, okay. On the call in side.
Yeah, on my side, not you. You're fine, but my side's like,
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I know that there's like just a very minor delay, but nothing
no,
nothing
it's okay.
super out of the norm. All right. Let's see here.
Okay.
I'm trying to go ahead and grab. So, let's do this. As far as y'all's podcast, what does that look like as far as the frequency that y'all are doing these at? For all those that are interested.
We record every Sunday, and I believe he drops it every Friday, if I remember correctly. I don't, I don't even listen to our own podcast, so I don't know. That's all Spike. Uh, he suckered me into it, and it's fine. I love hanging out with him and Claire every week.
Yeah.
Just
No.
talking hot sauce stuff.
I mean, it's definitely got to be fun to be able to. There's Miguel saying he also despises being on camera. So
Yeah, I get it, man.
the the overall fun to it is really getting, well, at least for me, is being able to get to know others within the community, understand what drives them, what they're passionate about, and really get going. And it's just I think that part's a blast to me. But I'm also one of the type of people that just I'll go talk to anyone at any event. Tend to have that
Yeah,
attribute. But
nah, not me. Not that I don't want to talk to people. I'm a very private person, and like if I could like live in the kitchen and have somebody else go out and do events and like sell product, I would be a very happy man.
hey, it's not the not the hardest thing to achieve in life, I guess, from that front. But I guess it's really trying to find somebody that would, represent you well, and all the, do
Yeah.
and answer and say things how you would want them answered. So that
I,
makes a lot of
I'm
sense.
I'm coming to terms with the fact that I am just the face of high desert, and it is what it is. I'm getting better about being on camera and like doing events and talking to people and not being awkward, um, as much as I possibly can be.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I mean, hey, you've been doing this since 2017. I mean, you've worked with quite a few folks, whether that be on cross promotional stuff with their socials or with their social media and so on. I mean, that I guess the tie in from there, the sauce that you and Brian Ames have, that's running. How's that been for you?
I hated that sauce in the beginning, not because it's not good. It's because every time I loaded inventory onto the website, it would sell out in like 4 minutes, and then yeah, and then the constant emails like, "Hey, when's it coming back?" And I'm like, "Well, I got like 10 other products I got to worry about."
Yep.
So I'm glad that chaos has calmed down. Um, Still my number one selling product.
Very nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's almost as if as if you could have just an auto response that if an email comes in or a message on social media comes in with the words of, looking for the sauce, and it's like it just auto pops with like, hey, got to make more, sold out right now. just default answer would save you a lot
Yeah,
of
that's
time and
so
headache.
impersonable, though. That's so impersonable, and I'm the one that responds to all the emails. So I'm not big on people, but I like that personal connection. I don't know if that makes sense, but not
No,
that I don't. Fuck, man, I'm making myself sound like an asshole. It's not that I don't like people. I just don't. I don't know. I'm private.
Nah, I mean, it makes sense to me. There's there human nature. You still want to like be connected with and understand and talk to people and so on and so forth. But it's in moderation and with the right people, right? At the end of the
Right.
day, is what it sounds like. It's a lot more. Yeah, it just there's a much more deeper connection that's required in order to have the best outcome for a lot of these relationships, and that's what it sounds like you're driving for and pushing for by being able to be personable and answering these and being the person actually responding to the messages. So looks like Papa
Yeah, I
Cap
mean, like
said.
my
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say Mrs. HDSC has offered to like respond to emails and whatnot, and I'm just like, no, it's it's not gonna be the same, you know.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, I don't know, how involved she is with everything, but I would imagine there would probably be some times that, either a topic or question would come up that may or may not be immediately known. And so, yeah, I could see where that would be definitely helpful. I mean, obviously, you start to rule out the idea of like, can I trust this person? Because, of course, you can trust the person. It's just, staying true to how you would want to answer it. But,
Yeah, I mean that's why I pack all the orders too. Like I do it a certain way. When a box shows up, doesn't matter where it's going. It always looks the same. All the sauces are lined up, mild to hot. And if there's more than 2 boxes in a box, it's mild to hot, and then hotter to hotter hot.
yeah.
you know, I put my fragile stickers on there a specific way. I'm fucking crazy. Pardon my language.
No, you're fine. You're perfectly good. So it looks like Papa Cap said Ghost is the bomb. And then
Thank you.
let's see here. I saw another one a second ago. Miguel was saying that he also liked it as well. Let's go ahead and pull that back. But man, so as far as obviously that sauce is performing phenomenal for you, but from a personal use standpoint, is there one that you tend to gravitate towards more that just whether that be currently or just over time?
My go-to
Yeah.
is fire roasted red all
Okay.
day, every day.
Is there one in particular meal or item that you like to put it on?
Anything. Obviously, anything that's not like dessert.
Yep.
It's a good all-around table sauce. It's got fire roasted tomato, poblano, jalapeno, habanero, ghost, Carolina Reaper, and then I finish it with some peppercorns.
Very nice. Very nice. It sounds
Pretty
phenomenal.
solid.
Yeah, I'm kind of bummed out. Go back to the initial sauce you said you started out with. I'm kind of bummed out that it started losing some traction on that because overall the I do like the way that tomato plays into hot sauce in general. I think for tying together some harsh ingredients or some very harsh is a bad word for it, but some very like strong ingredients, if you will, like things that are just very flavor dominant in that profile. It tends to mellow it out without causing to just really disrupt things as a whole. So a nice middle ground, I feel like, to those ingredients.
I will be making a batch of Tamango habanero for the holidays. I have quite a few requests for it, so when I get it in bottles, I'll send you a little care package,
Okay.
and you can see what it's all about. It's just an untraditional mango habanero. It's like tomato forward, and there's slight sweetness. You don't really taste the mango, but you pick up the sweetness, and there's just a little hit of garlic on the finish. It's like great on breakfast, great on anything like Italian inspired. When I make homemade sauce instead of like tomato sauce for pasta, instead of using sugar, I'll just put a bottle of that in the mix instead. You know,
Yeah. No, that sounds
it's
phenomenal.
it's weird, but in a good way.
No, definitely. That I liked how you were describing that, and for me, one of the things that I like and look for the most on a fruit based sauce is one that's just not like overpoweringly sweet. I feel like that's oftentimes something that's really easy to do is just dive in and be, you know, doubling down, if you will, on the sweetness on those sauces, and to have one where you can still accent the overall great taste of the fruit without it having just this overpowering sweet note. It's it's exactly what
Right.
a sauce should be.
You probably wouldn't be a fan of our Not Mama's Chamoy then, because it is like raspberries and honey.
Well, and so I don't I say that to say not that I'm completely against those. I just tend to think of whenever a sauce becomes too sweet or super sweet, if you will, those I automatically categorize as a dessert sauce or something that's just really cutting through, like maybe a pork dish here and there that's something like super extra fatty or greasy. Those kind of tend to pair well.
So well, now that you say that, like Not Mama's Chamoy, I put on like barbecue, carnitas burritos. Yeah, pretty versatile. Turkey
Yeah.
sandwiches, pretty good. Ham sandwich, yeah, So
Yeah. Well, I mean, those
be
two
good.
also make
Be
sense
good with like a
because
yeah.
turkey and ham and cranberry go pretty good. So that raspberry,
Thanksgiving.
yep, yep. It should be a nice pairing right there.
Right.
Okay. Now, as far as I know, you said you're going to be firing up a batch of sauce here soon. But is there anything in the pipelines that you are working on, or you're trying to, whether that just be in the crafting stage and trying to figure it all out, or something that you have intent to roll out here soon?
So Black Friday, we are collaborating on a sauce with Craving Capsaicin
Okay.
called Salsa Vibes. That'll drop Black Friday. And then every year we do a limited series set of 4 products, and proceeds from that go to charity. And this year we're going to donate proceeds to the animal rescue in which we got our dog from. It's called PAC, Pima Animal Care Center, something like that. Anyway, and this year's set is going to feature like black garlic,
Okay.
the chocolate bula, and we're going to focus on flavor over fire. So we're doing like a black garlic harissa, a black garlic soy sauce, a black garlic pizza sauce, and then a black garlic dessert sauce. And those will hopefully be available also Black Friday, but I can't promise anything. I was out of town for 12 days dealing with family stuff, so just put me behind a little bit. So they drop when they drop.
Okay. Yeah. No. No. I mean, that's awesome. Condolences on the family stuff. Hopefully everyone's okay and doing great on that. But yeah, no, that's definitely, as you're saying, you're basically a 2-man operation right now. It's like you can do what you can do. But that is pretty cool to think for black garlic lineup on Black Friday kind of has a little bit of a ring to it, if you will, a little bit of a catchiness to it overall. So
Yeah,
let's
no,
see.
it's something we do every year. It started because of Brian Ams. He lost his pops to complications of kidney disease, and I emailed him like, "Hey man, let's put together a benefit set and like we'll either donate the money to you guys for end of life stuff." He's like, "I'd rather donate it to the Kidney Foundation." That year we raised almost like $10,000 for National Kidney Foundation in honor of
Wow.
Brian's dad. And then I just rolled with it every year. We've done the Epilepsy Foundation. What else did I donate to? Oh, last year, um, community, like a spicy community member's wife got diagnosed with pretty aggressive ovarian cancer, and their medical bills skyrocketed. So we donated proceeds to them personally. We try to we try to help out when we can. I don't really like giving the proceeds to personal people because it's just.
Yeah.
But I'd rather give it to an organization. But they needed the help, so I.
Yeah.
Well,
No, I
not
mean,
I.
it,
Everybody that purchased helped out.
yeah, and I mean, it's definitely a pretty amazing thing to be able to be a part of, and have that happen. Um, the you said this year it's going towards the place that y'all adopted your dog from, correct?
Yeah,
What kind of dog do you have?
he's a pit. He's
Okay.
American Stafford Terrier, whatever the technical tame term technical term is. He's a pity. He's an a-hole, but we love him.
Hey, well, those the bully breed as a whole, they're so nice. I love. So I have an English bulldog. He's a little bit different in the sense, and as you can imagine, he sleeps 20 hours a day and awake for 4. And most of the time during that 4 hours that he's awake, it's just to eat, walk around, and then scoff at us to go back to sleep. So, but he's actually coming up. Is he 9? He's actually coming up on 9 years old. So it's pretty old for an English bulldog. They typically are lucky to make it to 7, but he's very spoiled, to say the least. He gets carried to bed every night, picked up off the bed, and he doesn't have any extreme impact.
I get it, man. I get it. Our guy, so he just turned 10 back in May. He's still very high energy. When we adopted him, though, I guess he had like the doggy equivalent of a torn ACL, and what's up, Kevin? The rescue center was unaware, so we got him home, and like 2 weeks later, he's like limping around, crying. We take him to the vet. They're like, "Oh yeah, dude, his ACL's torn, and it's gonna be a $6,000 surgery." And we're just like, so we opted out of surgery. We got him platelet-rich plasma therapy, which has helped tremendously. Still to this day is good. He's on some meds. Takes it easy, but he's also babied. I mean, he's a big baby.
Yeah.
He gets tucked in at night. He has more hoodies than I do.
That's awesome.
And he's taken over my personal Facebook. So if you're friends with me on Facebook, like all you're gonna see is my dog.
That's awesome.
Because it's his page.
Yeah. No, I mean, dogs. You just, at the end of the day, you really can't. You can't really replace them. They become that additional family member. Like it or love it. That's kind of where they end up falling in. And man, you just got to cherish every little bit of time that you have with them. That's for sure.
Yep. So we don't have kids. We're not having kids. Like I didn't get my life together till I was like 35 or 36. I sobered up or whatever. I didn't want to be, popping kids out in my 40s. So now we just adopt problematic rescues that no one else wants.
Hey, that's also something that's super great to do. I mean, I know that's not something that I'm fully on the reservation to do, but I know my wife would love if we could just continue to adopt with the local group here. So, but yeah, it becomes a lot. Plus, having 3 kids running around the house and them going crazy, it's just it's a lot, and so gotta cherish the moments I can with them while I have that time. But okay, normally we do sprinkle in a game here. So for all of those that are just coming in, and you catching this on the back end of everything, we're not going to do the game tonight. What we're going to end up doing instead is just a little bit longer as far as the interview goes. We could always do some little impromptu, if you will, unofficial burning choices, but it's just essentially all that is just a this or that type of a scenario. So if you're wanting to, we can kind of dive into a little bit of those to break up the conversation. All right, so softball, just to get the blood flowing on this, fermented or cooked sauce?
Like when you say fermented, you mean fully refrigerated, like fully fermented, refrigerated, required all the time, or are you talking like a ferment then process? Because there's a difference.
Yeah. So this in particular is just your personal preference. Like, how would you like your sauce? Do you like a fermented sauce or do you like a cooked sauce?
I mean, from a sauce making standpoint, I'm all about the cooked sauce. I'm not going to spend the time to ferment something. You know what I mean? It's just it's added time. It's throw it in a kettle, cook it, and be done.
Yeah. No, I mean, definitely. And with fire roasting, it makes a lot more sense too.
Yeah, and like if you're doing a full ferment, It's got to be refrigerated 100% of the time, which complicates things. And the amount of sauce that you have to eat to like achieve those probiotic properties is insane. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing against fermented products. I will 100% consume them. But I just cook sauces. Fine.
Yeah, no, and to that point, like if you're after the overall gut benefits and everything, there's much better avenues to be able to get that in. So yeah, definitely makes sense. Okay, sweet or savory?
Savory.
Savory. Is there a typical comfort savory food for you?
A comfort savory food in general or savory
Yeah,
sauce?
that you tend to like food wise.
I actually just made some green chili chicken.
Nice, nice. Okay.
We destroyed a giant pot of it in like a day and a half.
Man, okay. Yeah, we've made it. Well, I say we. I'm the one that cooks.
Me
So,
too.
so, so I think I've made it maybe 3 times total. But yeah, no, it's phenomenal. I actually did this last time. I wanted to throw it into some enchiladas. So basically, using that as the meat for the enchiladas. So
Oh,
that was
nice.
pretty tasty.
I know it's supposed to be green chili pork, but I have elevated cholesterol, so I got to keep,
Fair
chicken.
enough.
I eat a lot of chicken.
Fair enough. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, it shreds basically the same for the most part if you're doing it right.
Yeah, so I cube it up and then I brown it and then I slow cook the crap out of it so it just falls apart in your mouth.
Oh, very nice. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, this batch was really good. Really good.
The I guess the now I'm thinking of all this food and it's actually starting to it's starting to get me hungry thinking
Yeah,
about
I'm
that.
hungry
But
now.
yep. The okay. No, the overall just what we'll do is we'll just teeter off from that because my brain's rattling to different dishes and recipes and so on and so forth. But so as far what we'll do is we'll go straight to the nugget of knowledge. This is a tidbit that you would tell someone that's just starting out. What's something that would be beneficial for them to hey, jump over this pothole type of thing.
Jump over this pothole. So honestly, in the beginning, I got legal to sell in Arizona. Then I went through the FDA process. I would say don't go that route. Just do the FDA process immediately. Uh, usually, dealing with the county is a huge pain in the butt in comparison to dealing with the FDA, which I don't really understand. But yeah, there's another local company. He's like, oh, I'm gonna go through the Pima County, and it literally took him like I don't know 7 months to get approved. If you'd gone through the FDA process, you would have been selling product 5 months ago. You know what I mean?
Got it. Okay.
So
Just a better
that
avenue
is
to
that is
take.
my nugget of information.
Okay. Very
Yeah, I mean
nice.
it allows you sales over state lines. Yeah, so it's just getting legal within your state just limits your bandwidth and what you can do. Like you can't sell over state lines. If you're operating under cottage law, like you can only sell at farmers markets. Can't do wholesale. Can't do online sales. You know, it
Yeah.
just limits what you can do.
Okay. All right. The next thing is obviously you were nominated on the hot seat. So who would you like to put on the hot seat? This would be someone that you think is best
Uh,
suited to be a guest on the show.
I don't know if you've interviewed Tim Pullman over at Pullman Acre, California Hot Sauce Solutions.
Oh,
I love Tim. Makes great products. That's who I would nominate. Originally, I was going to nominate Vic, but he's dealing with some things. So,
okay. All right. I know he just recently had his birthday too, so hopefully he had a good birthday. But Tim, I will be reaching out to you, and we'll be setting up a time to have you on the swear word and find out what time works best for you and have you on. But man, the the last thing here is really for all those that are just audio listening on Apple Podcasts, and obviously those that are watching right now. Where can they find you? How can they find you? Obviously, I'll have a lot of those links down below, but once again, benefiting those that are just listening.
I'm right here. No. I assume you mean my products.
Yep.
Obviously, hdsc.com. We also have a where to buy section on our website. It'll tell the closest location to you if you want to pick it up locally, or we're available through Scoville, Heat, Hot Sauce Shop. I don't even know, honestly.
Okay.
I just send product out. Whatever they do with it's on them.
No worries. I'll once again, I'll have everything linked down below in the description. So direct links to the websites, to the socials, ways you can connect and follow along, and be informed on when product is dropping and anything new coming out. So, man, Zac, it has been an absolute honor having you on tonight. Loved having you on the show. Would love to dive in a little bit more if you have, some more time. I know you're used to jumping on with, your co-hosts. So maybe we can do an extended guest. So put Spike on here as well, and
You
that.
just want to do like a cross situation? We could
Hey,
probably
we
figure
could.
that out.
Yeah, we could definitely do that as well.
We were talking about doing that with the other podcast boys, Heat Source. So yeah,
Okay. All right.
but it
Well,
hasn't
hey, that
happened
sounds
yet.
like a
So
lot of fun.
why don't we
Definitely
just
does.
get all of the Hot Sauce podcasters in one spot at one time?
Man, I like the idea, and then we'll just all riff off there for a little
It'll
bit.
Yeah, it'll be chaos.
Yep. All right.
So
Well, it was an honor having you on, and look forward to having you on again very soon. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the show here.
well, thanks for having me. Thanks for hanging out, guys.
All right. Hey, man, thank y'all so much for being a part of this, being active in the chat, having fun, having a blast. Once again, thank y'all for understanding on the initial slower start to the episode here tonight. Doing some last minute equipment change out, swap ins, and really trying to test out what the capabilities of these different equipment that we have. And very thankful for the support of every one of y'all, as well as Podvision, for being able to make sure this goes off without a hitch. And man, I had two amazing sauces on Hot or Not tonight from Colorful Colorado Creations. I'll have the direct links for those down below, as well as the direct link to their website. So if one of these sauces really, or both of these, sounded like they were phenomenal for you, highly recommend checking those out. As well as thank you so much, Zac, for coming on. It was an absolute honor to have you on here. It was a complete blast to just be able to dive in, get to understand the thought process, the different sauces, and just the approach to the interactions with the community, everything. So honored to have you on here. And for all of those that were just first time here, thank you so much. But hey, I'm Brandon Swear, and from everything from the world of hot, this has been The Swear Word.